So does buying a car stress you out? Yes. The tips you need before walking into the dealership that can save you thousands. And we melt into a luscious summertime night out. Cheese, chocolate, and yes, a great deal. Let's have a chat about AI, okay? We find out if it can help you or hurt you when using it for your own personal image. Colorado & Company starts right now.
Portions of Colorado & Company contain paid content.
Good friends, gonna get you through the day. Good friends.
Welcome to the show. I am so glad to be here with y'all. I hope y'all had a good 4th of July. I was recently thinking of my favorite things from childhood because I went home for the holidays, and one of them, and this is gonna age me, but do you guys remember making mixtapes on a cassette from the radio? Running to hit record when your song came on. I was in the shower once and I ran to hit record. So I wanna know about your favorite things about childhood. So go ahead, share yours on our Instagram, Colorado & Company. I really wanna hear, we might put them on air. Well, Nick Tverdik is here, one of my favorites, the man who looks like he's forever 21, which is annoying. What's your favorite thing about childhood? Do you remember?
Oh, so many things.
Do you remember the mixtapes?
I just remember being outside, riding bikes, getting dirty.
Being in the dirt.
Yeah, we lived near a creek, so I was down there, so just being outside.
Yeah, no screens.
No screen.
God, those were the days.
Yes.
All right, so here's my real problem with growing up, okay, is that your skin does too, okay? Nick, I see countless skin solutions on my Instagram. In fact, that's all my algorithm is, way to say it correctly. I've tried a few, they did not work, they cost a lot.
Oh, yeah.
What can we do for skin?
I mean, there's so many things out there, whether it be the creams, things that
yeah.
you're putting cucumbers over your eyes. There's so many different things that people have tried throughout the years to reduce wrinkles. It's not real.
It's not real.
And what we need to do is actually stimulate the body to have some sort of healing response or natural response that way, and that's what we're doing. And utilization of AI to go for the tease earlier, we are now able to treat the dermis in a completely unique way where AI is actually sensing how to treat that tissue in the most efficient way possible and actually utilization of that. So we can't over-treat tissue, which is actually the biggest issue
is that right?
That comes with facial aesthetics. First one is undertreatment, meaning people don't do enough treatments. Yeah. But the second one is actually the over-treatment of tissue. And what's so great about where technology is now is we can safely and effectively show you those amazing changes in a completely unique way with the utilization of technology.
Wow, AI and the skin, unbelievable.
AI and the skin.
And over-treatment, I see people with like a 25 million skin regimen, 18 serums, 19 lotions and potions. Okay, explain, it's too much. So explain the stages of something you guys have, which is very unique. It's called the ARIA Lift, which we all want to lift.
Yeah, so
tell me about that.
We're the only clinic that can do what we're doing, but we really start from the inside out.
Okay.
Because everything that we have talked about in facial aesthetics has all been about collagen, collagen, collagen. There might be some tone correction, hyperpigmentation, browns and reds, but in terms of anti-aging, it's all been about collagen, and that's the wrong way to really understand what's happening. Do not get me wrong, we're going to address collagen.
We like collagen.
We like it. We lose 1% of collagen every year after age 22 for the rest of our lives. Yay, right? However, what we haven't talked about, because we've never been able to do anything about it, is we're also losing up to 8% of our facial muscle tissue every decade after age 30 for the rest of our lives. Because of that facial muscle tissue breakdown in the under eyes, which you're seeing some of this, but also in your mid-face, your submentum.
That's the under chin, y'all, which we all feel, okay?
Even in your forehead, your muscles are breaking down, and your connective tissue, which really wants to hold everything up and keep everything right and tight, really starts to stretch out and hangs. That's when you get the nasolabial folding.
The jowls, look at the jowls.
And under eye bags. This is all muscle issue. So now, for the first time ever, we can actually correct it with zero pain, zero downtime, zero negative side effects, because we're actually rebuilding that muscle tone and pushing those fat pads back underneath the eyes, which is truly remarkable. And now also we can thicken up that tissue by actually stimulating hyaluronic acid production for the first time ever. So
no pain, no downtime.
Zero pain, zero downtime with both of those treatments. So we can actually correct the root cause of what's happening, which is what ARIA is all about.
Yeah.
We've been around 15 years. We've treated 17,000 patients. It's all about getting to the root cause and treating it in the most organic and official, the most functional way that we possibly can.
God, it's so good to build those muscles. You know how everyone does this in the mirror? Hello. That's what this kind of does in a better way.
That's what I do.
Yeah, amazing. So how does this fold into the rest of our lift? You said the face.
Yeah.
You said the chin, I'm mostly concerned with.
So I always like to describe it to viewers or people that I'm sitting down with is when you're building a house, the most important thing that we need to do is build that structure and the foundation. So you make sure that foundation is poured right, then you make sure that everything is framed appropriately, then you make it all pretty.
Yeah, right.
What we're doing with M-Phase, what we're doing with Exion is we're building that structure and that foundation. We're re-engaging and re-establishing that muscle tone in the face, then we're rebuilding that hyaluronic acid. Then we can come over the top, stimulate collagen, stimulate elastin, and then we can go over and correct brown spots.
That's the end.
That's the end.
Okay.
In a perfect world.
Look at these photos. Unbelievable. I mean, that makes you instantly less tired. And that's the thing.
And that happens so much. I can't tell you how many women specifically, but also men will come in and they're like, I retired and I want to go out, and everybody's asking me if I'm tired.
Yeah, right. I'm retired, not tired.
Yeah,
that's
good.
Thank you.
That's good.
Yeah, those
Leave
bags.
some cucumbers on your Technology, people, it's all about technology.
Unbelievable, and you have the best. Okay, is it okay to start treatments? I've always heard this in the summer. Like you don't want to do lasers, you don't want, you know what I mean?
Great question. So we have 25 different machines. So we can completely customize, tweak, multimodality combination therapy. But what we're talking about right now is actually best if we start in the summer.
Oh, really?
Because there's zero avoidance of the sun. Obviously, take care of your skin.
Yeah, wear SPF, y'all.
Where like in the fall, so many people do CO2s or they do IPLs where you have to avoid the sun for a month to 6 months.
Right.
With what we're doing with M-Face, you don't have to worry about it at all. There's zero pain, zero downtime, zero negative side effects. Same with Exion. Then when we go into the fall, if we need to do more aggressive treatments like some of what you saw with the Neogen PSR, or we can go over with Clear, we do want to avoid sun for a little while after that, but right now we can build that structure, we can build that foundation, and we have lasers that we can fire during the summer as well because we're not causing a hyperthermic reaction. It's truly fascinating.
Unbelievable. You and technology. You're like
I'm a nerd.
You are a nerd, which is good. I want a nerd for my face. You know what I mean? That's very important. So guys, if you want more options for your face, you know, all around, your eye bags, whatever you're focused on, call Nick and his team at ARIA Integrative Health. Learn what will work best for you. They curate it. You don't have to guess. They'll tell you. Ask about M-Face for eyes, the ARIA lift, and so much more. Now, you can get this done this summer, as he said, and enjoy up to 30% off online. It's at ariaintegrativehealth.com. Old school, call 303-953-2899. And ARIA sponsored today's segment. Nick, as always, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, get ready to rock and roll on your next Good Friends Friday. We got Robbie Peoples. He's hitting the Studio B with the sound of the Delta Blues. Terrible accent. I apologize. All right, this next interview could not have come at a better time. There are a few of us in the Coco office, yes, that are thinking of buying new cars, right? But dang it, is it even the most stressful shopping experience, even walking in the door. It is. So we want to show you how to shop smart and save money. That's why we're so glad to get time with co-founder of Car Edge, Ray Chefska. Here's what we learned.
Ray, this is a very important topic, so I'm so excited to be talking with you today. So let's just jump right in. Why is there such a big gap between the car prices we see being advertised and what we actually end up paying in the end?
Well, there's a number of reasons. There are fees that have to be collected as part of the selling price of a car. State fees for sales tax, title, registration. But there are other fees that dealers try to charge that, well, you need to be made aware of. For instance, there's a processing or documentary fee that dealers charge that is just entirely a profit center. There's no cost associated with those fees. And in many cases, we see doc fees being anywhere from $85 in California, where it's capped, to we've seen as high as $1,499 in Florida. And whatever it is, that's just pure profit. And oftentimes we see dealers charging fees for reconditioning on a used car. Well, that's baked into the price. That shouldn't be a separate line item. There are fees for nitrogen tire fill or window tint or the paint and fabric protection. if that wasn't advertised in the price, that could end up adding thousands of dollars between the time you saw that price and the time you got the final quote.
Right, so those are those hidden fees and add-ons that we need to be looking out for. What about this dealer transparency index? What is that and why does that matter?
Well, the dealer transparency index is something that we came up at CarEdge. Last July, we started a program where we use AI agents to actually negotiate anonymously on behalf of customers. And through those AI agents, we're able to get our hands on the out-the-door quotes that dealerships provide us. And if the price that they're asking online doesn't match the price that's part of the out-the-door quote, well, that to us indicates that they're not being as transparent as they should be. So as a customer, I would think you would want to do business with a dealership that is going to be as transparent with you as they possibly can be, as opposed to one of those dealerships that will advertise an artificially low price and then suddenly that price grows by thousands of dollars because they didn't tell you about the fees that they were going to add to the vehicle.
Okay, let's say we're ready to buy a car. What are the 3 things we need to ask for when we walk into a dealership?
Well, before you walk into the dealership, you need to ask the dealership for a detailed out-the-door quote for the vehicle. You know from having seen that vehicle listed online what allegedly they're selling it for. But now you want to get a total breakdown of all costs associated with that vehicle. Whatever the doc fee is, whatever the sales tax and title and registration fees, or any of those other hidden fees that we talked about. We want to know what that total price is before we ever walk into the dealership. And then once you have that price, before you go to the dealership, you want to get pre-approved for your car loan from your local credit union or bank so that you know what to expect as far as interest rates that you should be charged. And if the dealership tries to charge you a higher interest rate than what you already have, then you can share that information with the dealer. And if you have a trade-in, you need to utilize some online shopping tools to get some offers for your trade-in so you have an idea as to what its actual value is prior to ever setting foot into the dealership.
Oh, these are great tips. Ray, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm ready to go buy a new car. I'll let you know where I end up.
I'm ready to help you.
CarEdge can help you when it's time to buy a car and break down the ways you can protect yourself from overpaying at a dealership. For info and more tips, go to caredge.com. After the break, when I dip, you dip, we dip. Yeah, come on, get the beat going, Kelly. It's time to get our fondue on with a melting pot. How you can enjoy their big night out, and it's a deal, y'all. Ooh, look at that fondue. I don't mind if I fondue this next segment. Okay, so you see, fondue is a fantastic way to spend time together, and at the Melting Pot, their big night out experience takes fondue fun to a whole new level. The fine, fearless, and fabulous duo of Ian Ruppel and Tony Wheeler. Sounds nice to be here.
Yes, ma'am.
I should have said fonduo. That's
Oh,
was written. I apologize.
Second take? No.
Yeah, let's go back. Here we go. Ian, what makes dining at the Melting Pot like such a unique experience?
Well, I think in this economy and the chaos of the world that's around us, the Melting Pot is a place where you can go and just disappear from all of that.
Oh, I need that.
You can spend 2 hours with your family, you can be over the pot, you can just have a good time and enjoy each other's company.
You can forget what's going on in the
Yeah,
world.
absolutely.
That's what I really need.
So I do that normally. But
Yeah,
with
we
the
all-
Melting Pot, it's specifically
You
done
walk
that
in with
way.
headphones. I don't see anything. Okay, Tony, tell me about the big night out experience. What is this?
So that's our most popular option for 4 courses. And
Oh,
when we say
whoa.
4 courses, it means starting off with the cheese fondue,
God,
which
that
your
looks
table
good.
will make, which your server will make tableside to your liking and your spec. And right
I
here
know
we
you guys
have,
can't smell the TV, but this smells divine.
this is one of our best cheeses right here for the summer. It's our Fiesta cheddar cheese fondue.
Oh,
so I've
God.
got salsa, beer, cheese.
Beer?
and
Okay.
jalapenos.
I'm
there.
in.
Extra for us, okay?
Unbelievable.
And then we have a salad course, and our third course is what is known as this big night out entree. And it comes with a smorgasbord of meats, sauces, and vegetables. All of the best offerings we have at the Melting Pot.
Beautiful. Even fish.
Oh, we have shrimp, colossal shrimp, and lobster on that plate as well.
Oh my gosh. Unbelievable.
And if you're good, then you get rewarded with the fourth course.
Oh.
The sinful, delicious liquid chocolate fondue.
This one.
That's the one right
Can
in
I
front of you
stir
there.
this?
Of course.
Sure,
Oh
that's
my
fun.
God.
You should put the marshmallow fluff in there.
Okay, so we're gonna get the marshmallow. Everyone knows on the show I'm really clumsy. This is going great.
You're doing wonderful.
Thank
yeah,
you.
use that spoon. This
Yeah.
is our s'mores you're making.
And now what
milk
do you
chocolate
dip?
with
Yeah.
marshmallow cream.
What do you dip in this?
Everything you can think of, except the lobster.
Except the fish.
Well,
Except the fish.
right in front of you, we have strawberries, pineapples, bananas, pound cake,
Macaron.
Rice Krispie treats, macaroons, cheesecake, cream puffs. You name it, we've got it.
Unreal. And it's a s'more. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm gonna want some more of that.
It's an indulgence. You know,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we have to hold back all the time. We're, you know, with the gas pump is so expensive, we have to just stop what we're doing all the time. And this isn't a time where you can go out and just indulge.
I gotta say, affordability, I always say, is not great right now. So this is very exciting.
Yeah, so this is a moment you come out and you kind of splurge.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, talk to me about the qualities of the ingredient. I mean, they're right there. It's sort of, they're naked. So
Correct.
you have to have like the freshest stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So everything is made in front of you tableside except for the salad.
Okay.
But everything is done right here. So there's no hiding behind the kitchen.
Yeah.
There's no hiding behind all of it. So all of our ingredients come out freshly prepared at the highest quality that we can. So we really, you know, try to put our best foot forward. And from a dietary standpoint, you can mix and match things if you're gluten-free, if you
Oh, smart.
allergies, because it's
Vegan.
all done in front of you. You can really mix and match what is best for you and your palate.
Gentlemen, we have to take a moment for chocolate, okay?
Yes.
Now you talk while I taste. I'm gonna put this in. Oh, do I take a fork?
Here, allow me.
I'm so
Here you go.
silly. Oh, this
Match
is
your
a
dress.
fondue fork.
Yep.
Okay, so talk to me about the chocolate. What's in this chocolate?
So that's our pure liquid milk chocolate. And then, of course, we dredged it with that marshmallow fluff.
Right.
And then we're going to top it, excuse my reach, everyone.
I don't care.
With some graham cracker crumbles.
Oh, I
so it
love
completes
graham
the s'mores there.
crackers. So you're really, it's like a camping trip.
That's it.
And
We're
we're not
camping in the city.
And we're not doing this here, but normally when you're at the restaurant, if you drop what you did in
Which I did.
the piece, you have to kiss the person next to you, but we're not doing that today.
Come
So
here,
my wife will be very mad at me.
I won't do it. Is there a special like art to the dip? Like, is there a wrist motion?
No, just get in there and have
Get
fun.
in there,
And,
okay.
and that's why families and kids love us so much too, because
Yeah,
you're
kids would love
playing
it.
with the food.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we don't sharpen the fondue forks nightly, but they're plenty sharp to stab every item of food you see on here. So as long as you get into it with the fork,
You're good.
You're guaranteed to have a good time.
Unbelievable. I'm so impressed with this. Okay, who should be making reservations in to the big night out experience? And that's the 4 courses that you said, right?
Correct.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I would think kids, they aren't making the reservation, but they're there.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's, like we said, it's a great time to spend. Well, so the 2 biggest groups that we see are dates, you know, going out for something
Little
special.
aphrodisiac.
So there's
romance.
actually 2 groups of people. So the dates where the kids get stayed at home. I have some people who come to our restaurant, the kids have never been there.
Oh, got it.
Because it's
That's
the
their spot.
parents only. But there's also those groups where you come in with the kids, so that way you can spend that 2 hours together, put the phones down.
I was gonna say,
look
no
up,
screens.
No screens, have time together and enjoy each other's company. So,
Unbelievable. And do you put the fish in the cheese?
no.
Okay.
So the way it comes out is cheese is first, then we take that away, salad is second.
Got it.
Takes away, then we have a cooking style in these pots, and then the proteins are done with the sauces.
I see.
All that's taken
Oh,
away.
yeah, I see here. Okay,
Yep, and then the
great.
chocolate.
I was going to say, the fish and the cheese, I'm questioning. Okay, very good. Fondue etiquette. I messed up by dripping this in there. Is there something we should be doing, not doing? Are you supposed to use double dip? Like, is there anything we need to know?
Usually you're with family and friends, so
Yeah.
they don't mind a little double dip
I
action.
agree with you.
As long as you're not licking the bowl out with your tongue, you're generally going to be invited back to the next fondue experience.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Okay, what's your favorite thing on the menu that you like to dip? I dip, you dip, we dip. Okay,
So that's a tough one. I'll go, for me, the entree, I love our teriyaki sirloin with the green goddess. That combination is really good. We don't have any cooking things here, but for chocolate, I love our blondie dipped into our dark chocolate.
Which is
Like a
the
cookie bite.
Yeah, so that's that light color one.
This one?
Nope, keep going. That one
it
right
is.
there.
Okay,
so
this
that
is the
blondie kind of
blondie?
like a, yeah, it's called the blondie. It's
Oh
like
my
a
God.
brownie.
Oh my
a
God.
light brownie, it's amazing.
Oh my God, I just had chili for lunch. This is a great ending.
That's perfect.
Okay, Tony, what's your favorite part? I'm gonna have
I have it ready for you right here if you're willing to take a bite.
Of course I am.
Pretzel bread dipped in cheese.
Are you kidding me?
It's my
It
second
is.
favorite.
That's
part.
amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah.
A blondie is chocolate chips?
Basically, yep. It's like a chocolate chip cookie.
Oh my God. Okay, this is what kind of bread?
That is just pretzel bread.
Pretzel bread. Here we go.
Nice and soft.
And then we are at the Louisville and the Littleton location. So we have both.
Unbelievable.
So you can definitely come, if you want to go south from Denver, you can go to Littleton. If you want to go north, we're in Louisville.
Unbelievable.
We're the better one, just so everyone is aware. I'm from Louisville.
Are you Littleton?
I am Littleton.
Oh, we got a competition here. That was fantastic. I feel like I'm at a baseball game, but elevated.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you for saying that. All right, book your big night out today at the Melting Pot. There's 4 locations in Colorado, some competition, obviously, including Littleton and Louisville. We do want to say that reservations are recommended, so do it now. This stuff is delicious. Go online, it's meltingpot.com. Bring your date, bring your kids, bring me. Okay, I need somewhere to go. I'm lonely. All right. Thank you guys. This was delicious. Absolutely. When Colorado and Company returns 2 leadership programs designed specifically for your DPS student. Learn more from alumni Valerie and Deidre. That's coming up. There they are. There they are. Celebrate 150 years and the faces of Colorado. This is Emily Griffith. She was always passionate about learning. She overcame poverty to become a teacher and eventually Colorado's Deputy State Superintendent of Instruction. She realized her dream of opening a school for working adults in 1916 with the motto, "For all those who wish to learn." To learn more, online, it's at am250co150.org. Parents, and I know you do right now, have kids in the DPS system. I want you to get to know this organization. It's amazing. It invests in homegrown talent. It's called Ednium, the Alumni Collective. So it helps DPS alums thrive personally and professionally, which you want for your children. With me, Executive Director Richard Mays. Am I saying that right?
Yep.
Mays like the corn. That's right. Along with alumni Valerie Padilla and Deidre Smith. Good to see you both. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
I'm really excited to learn more. So Richard, tell me everything about Ednium. I'm sure parents, I know, and grandparents are watching right now. They also want to know, pitch us.
So we believe in one simple thing, is that graduation isn't just the end goal.
Heck yes.
So whether you're going to college, going to a technical program, going straight into the workforce, you need the support to figure out your finances, career navigation, quality relationships, that mentorship. And so we really believe that young people 18 to 35 need those pieces in order to be successful.
Totally.
So we've designed programming to support leadership development, civic engagement, and advocacy, so that our alumni who love Denver, they love Denver.
Cute.
They love the metro area. They want to be the leaders in our community. How do we make sure that they get the skills and knowledge in order to do so?
Unbelievable. I got to be honest. I went through a really depressive episode when I went to college because I didn't have the skills. I just absolutely didn't. I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
And it was really hard. I mean, it was really difficult. Richard, equally important to Ednium is working to shape the leadership. I want to talk more about that. How do you do that? What do you do? How is that formed?
Yeah, I mean, we have this belief that a lot of people in Colorado come and move to the state.
Yeah, yeah.
We have a lot of homegrown talent here who feel like they want to be the change makers. They just don't know how.
Yeah.
And so we've designed programming to first start with our Leadership Launchpad that's really focused on the individual identity. Who am I? What do I value? What's my purpose? And how do I want to lead? They can then go into our second program, our Denver Deep Dive, and that's really understanding what are the systems that shape our communities, the healthcare system, the education system, the political system, and how can I plug in? And at every point of the way, we really want to make sure that our alumni have the knowledge and skills that they know that whether that's with a title or just a volunteer position, that they can actually be a change maker in their community.
Unbelievable. Yeah, you're growing those leaders that we desperately need, let's be honest. All right, Valerie, I want to talk to you guys. In your opinion, what are the biggest obstacles adults face, and young adults, let's be real, after graduating high school?
Yeah, I feel like young adults after graduating high school, they really face the obstacle of finding their confidence in their community. I feel like personally for me, after graduating, I knew I wanted to tell local stories and meet local people. And so I started my own marketing business, supporting Denver small businesses, helping them with social media and things like that. But I still feel like I was missing my people and that community sense of like friends. And so I feel like a lot of young adults are also navigating that as well. You know, they're not at school anymore with their friends. They're not rooted in the identity of being a student anymore. So just trying to find their confidence again and get in a space where they feel like they can fit and a safe space to land as well.
Yeah, and finding that community, I mean, it's so hard. Once you're done with high school, you're like, hello?
Exactly.
Hello? Who's my friend here? Share, Valerie, for you, how Ednium has impacted your life and options, really, after graduation.
Yeah, Ednium has greatly impacted my life. First of all, I have just met so many amazing alumni.
That's huge.
Yeah, they're doing some awesome work around the city. We've met with mentors and leaders through the programming, and they've really like inspired me to push myself and gain more confidence because I see what they're doing. So it's really inspired me. Secondly, through the programming like Leadership Launchpad and Denver Deep Dive, I've learned how to navigate conflict, build personal and professional relationships, and then tap into those systems, especially like in the Advocacy Accelerator, we tap a lot into the political systems, which was something I was always very curious about and wanted to be more involved. And then lastly, I'm our social media contractor for Ednium. So yeah, I'm able to continue my passion of telling stories of the great work that we do and also our great alumni in really fun and vivid ways.
And you're giving back, which always feels
exactly.
good. We'll talk after. I need a social media person,
Okay.
okay? Follow me. I am Tori Shulman. Okay, Deidre, I want to get to you. I always say I'm a really educated person, except I'm absolutely ignorant with financial literacy. I was never taught that. I learned about the mitochondria, but I don't know about like APR. You know what I mean? What is the big part of financial literacy for students post-high school life, from student loans to managing other debt? As an Ednium alumni, how do you feel more prepared for that?
Yeah, I think Ednium did a great job in preparing me more about finances. And so when it came to me and my college journey, I was kind of unique. So I didn't really have student loans or anything because I had a full ride scholarship through basketball.
Okay.
Yes, and it was amazing. However, I'm not really talking about money for real.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And so then when I enter into the workforce, I have a check and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna spend this. Like,
absolutely.
What's a budget, you know? And so I don't really start to learn about that into adulthood. And like Ednium really opens a space for us to have those conversations, because how often are we talking about money? You know, how often do we talk about it with our family and our friends?
Absolutely, budgeting.
Right,
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
taboo. The only thing I know about budget is the cars, you know? The cars.
Budget, enterprise.
Exactly.
Hurts. Yeah,
exactly,
right.
exactly. So Ednium really created this space for us to really be able to talk.
That's incredibly important. I wanted to ask you, Deidre, how important was the leadership program and how did it shape your professional and also your personal relationship? Interpersonal skills are vital.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was significant. It made a really big impact. I left for a long time. I left Denver for 12 years and I returned. And when I returned, I was like, how do I tap back into the city?
Yeah,
and
right.
so I learned about Ednium, and Ednium created this space where we could like meet other alumni who had ambition and were looking to become leaders as well. So through this space, we learn about like different identities. We're able to learn about how to deal with conflict. There's just so many different amazing things that we got to do. And so really grateful for Ednium to be able, so I can lean into my gifts and lean into who I am as a leader and pour into the city that pours so much into me.
Unbelievable, very whole-rounded now.
Exactly.
You're very, okay, and it goes till 35?
35.
Unbelievable.
18 to 35.
I'm right off the cuff. No, I'm kidding. I'm like way back. So Ednium is the alumni collective reinvesting, I can't tell you how wonderful that is, in their homegrown talent like Valerie and Deidre. Unbelievable. Applications for Ednium's Leadership Launchpad and Denver Deep Dive programs, they are being accepted right now. I know parents are like writing this down. Learn more and apply at ednium.org. Thank you, you three. I think that's a wonderful program. And bravo. Bravo, absolutely. All right, while we're talking about school stuff, those school supply lists are looming, and some lists add up to like $200 or more per student. But hey, you can help a family out. Do you see that QR code on your screen? I want you to scan that now to give to the Mile High United Way Back to School Bash campaign. Watch Coco next week for great stories and get inspired to help kids get the stuff they need to be successful in school. Thanks in advance for all you do. Coco viewers, you know, you're the best. You're the best. Up next, could AI actually be hurting your chances at getting that post-high school or college job you want? When Colorado & Company returns, we chat with a famed headshot photographer and expression coach to learn more. Did you know that AI is making it easier than ever to create the perfect professional headshot? It really does that. But that perfection could actually work against you. So listen up, famed headshot photographer and expression coach Chris Gillette says that your AI headshot that a lot of us are using may be actually triggering distrust before you even walk in the door, and you don't want that.
Hi, Chris. I'm excited to talk to you today. AI is a very important topic, and a lot of people have mixed feelings about it. So let's just jump right in. What is the authenticity paradox, and why is it a thing now?
You're just getting right to it, aren't you? The authenticity paradox. This is huge. It's very strange, and it's a paradox for a reason. It's the idea that if we look at a picture and it looks too good, we start to not trust it. And I bet a lot of people hearing this have had that experience before where you look at something and you think, I don't know that this is real. And it's often because it just looks too good. I was on a website the other day where they had a bunch of testimonials at the bottom, and they were very lengthy, robust testimonials. But all the pictures associated with them were these really perfect looking, also very similar styled headshots. And I immediately thought, I don't know that these are real. I immediately thought that they had, pulled a fast one on me and had just made up a bunch of testimonials and put some fake pictures with them.
Right, which they probably did. So let's talk a little bit more about headshots. What are the biggest mistakes that people are making with their headshots?
There's two really big ones that I think people miss. If I've got to rank them, the most important one is expression. Expression is what makes the difference between a good one and a bad one. When I first got into headshots, I was messing around with it. I finally got this shot of myself that changed how I felt about myself. It was like, okay, I don't look like Clooney, but I look pretty good. I should be happy with this. And the biggest difference between that one and all the bad, when I used to be a lawyer, these bad lawyer headshots I used to get, was the expression. I looked a lot more confident. It made me look a lot more handsome. The vibe that you send out, this is a signaling device, and you can look freaked out and inauthentic and scared and not very friendly, or you can look like a really friendly person that maybe I'm interested in getting to know and do business with. That's the number one thing.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more about workers of a certain age entering the workforce. Do you have any advice for them on making the best impression with their headshot?
I am a worker of a certain age, so I can speak to this. Yeah, again, the expression is the most important thing. So many people get in there and you don't know what to do. You get in there and think about it. Most people have this experience, I think. You rarely think about what your face is doing. This whole interview, I've not thought once about, I thought, wow, she's very telegenic. Oh, we're talking about the authenticity paradox. I haven't once thought about my face, but you get in front of the camera and then that's all you're thinking about. You're hyper-focused on it. And then you think, I've got to do something and I don't know what to do. And if you can signal, hey, I'm a really confident person. I'm good at what I do. I'm an expert at it. Since I'm a worker of a certain age, I have been successful at it in the past. I'm also a nice, trustworthy, likable guy that you're going to enjoy working with despite my age. Confident and likable. This is the thing that signals it.
Right, that's what's important. Okay, I'm not looking for a new job because I love my job, but I know a lot of our viewers are, and they actually want to use AI. So how can they do that to improve their chances of getting that job?
You're talking specifically with visuals?
Right.
I wouldn't. I would be myself. One of the things that's kind of unintuitive in life is that I think if you try to appeal to everybody, you're going to kind of average yourself out and never be a superstar to anybody. I'm polarizing. There's some people who do not like me, and I include myself in that group from time to time. But there are people for whom I'm like the only guy, like, oh my God, where's this guy been my whole life? And projecting that in the images that you put online, I think is a tremendous advantage rather than just being, oh, I'm just, I'm going to try to appeal to everybody, because the visuals make way more difference than the text does. And so finding somebody who can coach you to look super confident and likable, that is a big competitive advantage over your peers.
Okay, Chris, real quick before we let you go, give me the best tip you have for taking a great headshot.
Guess what? Not going to surprise you. I'm going to come back to expression. I mean, the light's important. The composition's important, all that. You looking good is important. I can make you look like the best version of yourself possible, but only you can make you better. But having said all of that, the expression thing, most people get in there and they'll do these fake picture smiles, and I'm using the PG language because this is Denver TV and I love you guys, but they'll do this as opposed to being this guy. And it's the eyes. Everything I've been talking about basically comes down to the eyes, getting the eyes right. Google Brad Pitt on the red carpet. Look at what he does with his eyes. If you do the same, you will do better in life.
Chris, you are amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today. These were great tips. I can't wait to use them myself.
You don't need it, but in fact, don't. Give everybody else a chance.
Get more info from nationally recognized headshot photographer and facial expression coach Chris Gillette. Go to liketherazor.com or find them on Facebook at Like the Razor. Stay independent, reduce stress, and age well in Colorado. That's the mission of AgeWise, and we hear from the founder. It's coming up next. I know from personal experience and feedback that many of you and the older adults out there or those you love are consistently looking for support and trusted resources, and that's where AgeWise comes in. So Bob Brocker, the founder and president of AgeWise Colorado, stopped by earlier for a really important conversation about all of this. Check it out. Hi there.
Hi.
Good to
Tori.
see you. Good to see you. Okay, Bob,
likewise.
share what AgeWise Colorado is.
AgeWise Colorado is a website, and we have things for people to find to help them with aging in Colorado. So connections to over 1,400 vetted resource providers, over 500 articles on a wide variety of topics. And we do educational webinars every month, and we post those on our website too, the recordings. We've done over 100 of those.
Really?
In 5 years. So
What a great resource.
we launched 5 years ago.
Wow, and
Yeah.
it's doing really well.
Yes, it's doing quite well.
Very good. I'm sure a lot of people are going there. This is how well you're doing. 50,000 visitors to the site just this year. You were very modest. And you're growing. What can people find there? So you said you can do webinars, you can do resources, articles. Is that true? Anything else?
Well, that's pretty much it,
Nice.
but that's a lot.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And we built this service so that older adults and their caregivers
Yeah, that's important.
could find the information and resources they need. And the other key thing about us is we have a vetting process for all of our resource providers. So we're very careful about who we put on our website. And we don't have an annual fee that's required for them to be on the website either. And so our mission is really to help connect people to what they need when they need it, because most of us are not very good planners. It's not humans don't do that very well.
No, I don't. I really don't. And it's all in one location,
Yes.
that website.
Yeah,
very,
it
very
is. Yeah.
smart.
Mhm.
Okay, what makes AgeWise different than other sort of resources out there?
Well, there are a lot of resource directories. I mean, there's national ones and there's ones in local, hyper-local. Our focus, though, is what makes us different is we're really focused on Colorado, and we're really focused on having those vetted service providers.
Yeah, that's important, right.
We check them out first, and CMS ratings, for certain types, and a lot of providers are registered with different agencies of the state, so we make sure that they're up to date, check their licenses, and a lot of other things that we do that go into making sure that we have a good group of people on our website.
Yeah, I think it's important to know you're trustworthy and you can go there and know that it's been vetted. Because sometimes it's a wild west out there.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, especially now.
Especially now. Yeah, absolutely. So I want to talk about your newsletter. What can people get from the newsletter?
The newsletter goes out monthly.
Okay.
And it contains information. That's some of those articles we connect people to. We connect them to some of our sponsoring service providers. We have some of those, and then events that are coming up. So, like the webinars that we do, they're free to attend. All you have to do is register, and then we post events for other services that we have on our website too. If they just send us an event, we'll post it.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
I love the idea that it's free too. That you just have to register, because right now affordability. It's not so good. It is not so good.
No.
Okay, I really appreciate the fact that you will still reply to inquiries with a phone call. Old school. Explain why that's important to you.
Well, many people don't really know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And some just are not very
Techie.
adept on the computer.
You're right.
And so we have the phone number so they can call us. They'll be leaving a message. We don't have somebody answering the phone, but we get back to people.
Wow.
And we get a lot of very interesting requests.
I can't imagine.
But we do our best to get back and help people along.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just pointing to a place on our website to say, just go right here.
Yeah. But it's nice to have that human contact too.
Oh yeah, very much so. And our executive director, Barbara Boyer, she handles all those phone calls.
Good for Barbara.
She's very good at it.
Yeah, that's really nice that you get back. So you've helped so many people, and you hear it all the time. They wish they knew about Age-Wise Colorado, and that has to make you feel really good. How do you feel about the website?
I think we keep tweaking it, you know, as time goes on. You know, when we started, we had maybe 100. Now we have 1,400
wow.
Service providers.
Wow.
And so you have to make little changes along the way. And we're in the midst of doing some of that right now. And we're always focused on making it as easy as possible for people to use. So they can find what they need when they need it. Everybody has their own unique aging experience. And, you know, no two people are alike.
The same, right? I'm aging too. I get it.
We all are.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah,
so
that's
it
true.
starts pretty early.
Yeah, it starts. Yeah, that's right. And I love that you guys keep updating it because I think sometimes it can get some websites are very confusing, which is great. So you have a mantra, a quote that you keep in mind every day. I have one too. Share your mantra. I'm so interested in this.
Well, some of us remember who Rosalind Carter was.
Of course, Jimmy Carter's beloved wife.
And she had a quote that I really liked, and it was, there are 4 kinds of people in the world. Those who are caregivers, those who will need care, those who have been a caregiver, and those who are currently getting care.
Oh, wow.
So that's everybody.
Yeah.
And I think it's easy to lose sight of that. Because it's going to, you know, as we get older, you know, even some younger people need help with different things.
Absolutely.
You know? I've been having an email exchange recently with a woman whose daughter has a disability. And she bought this thing called, you know, it's called EleQ, which is a robot it's a companion robot that sits on a table. And she's been finding all kinds of uses for this for her daughter. And it's been a godsend for her.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's things like that you hear about, and so many people are doing so many things. And our job is just to bring those forward so that people can find them.
I think people don't reach out or understand caregiving enough. So I've been one, and it's so difficult. So thank you for recognizing that. Age well, age wisely. Use the resources that are available to you through agewisecolorado.org. You can also access them on Facebook, Instagram, and if you're old school like me, you can call. Here's that number, 720-295-0163. And literally, Bob or someone on his team will be happy to pick up the phone and help. We'll be right back. Thanks for your company, Colorado. Portions of today's program were sponsored by the businesses listed on your screen. Your small business can be right here on Colorado and Company. Be a part of our show. Tell your story, because thousands of viewers are watching and customers across the state, and they want to know about your products and services. To learn more about being featured on the show, call 303-871-1726. Tomorrow, that craving you have for something cool, creamy, and completely fun to eat, we totally get it. So we're bringing on the local spot doing ice cream right out of a building that looks like a milk jug. I think you know where. Scoop it up with us tomorrow. And remember, everybody you know is facing that uphill battle you know nothing about. So be kind, be patient, be gentle, and then apply that right back to yourself. I'm doing the same thing. Thank you and have a great day. Thanks for joining me, y'all. Bye.